What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we're going to be talking about more Pokemon Legends DA and what the potential starters for this game will be. We know it's going to be 3 starter Pokemon, a fire type, a water type, and a grass type, but that's pretty much it, the standard Pokemon fare. What are the 3 Pokemon going to be? I got a lot of theories to discuss, my personal takes on it, and I want to hear your takes in the comment section below. And of course, guys, if you like this type of content, enjoy these videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. To begin, let's start with our most legitimate theory on what the starters are going to be for Pokemon ZA, and let's begin with this image here. So if you have seen the Indigo Disc trailer, this may actually tell us what the starters are going to be. So first picture here, we see Rowlet hanging out with Snivy. Okay, Rowlet was obviously in Pokemon Legends Arceus. The next picture is Cyndaquil hanging out with Torchic. You know, once again, Cyndaquil in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And in the third image here, we have Oshawott hanging out with Piplup. Once again, Oshawott was a starter in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, this could just be a coincidence, right? Maybe we're reading too much into it. We probably are, but it's fun to think about. And, you know, Pokemon Company has done hints in the past about future titles, and this may be a hint. Obviously, this trailer didn't release too long ago. It was about in December when they showed off this trailer. So that's not too crazy. It'd be a little teaser to what to see in Pokemon Legends DA. Now we have some more potential theories about why these 3 might be the starters of Pokemon ZA. So we already mentioned, yes, we got the side-by-side of them in the Indigo Disc, but there's actual reasoning that would fit the French theme of this game, because yes, we didn't know Kalos Generation 6 takes place in Paris, France, in Pokemon World, right? So for Torchic, we have the French national animal, and that is going to be the rooster, the chicken, the Torchic, the Blaziken. That fits. French association with the rooster comes from a play on words, the Latin word Galis, which both means Gaelic and rooster. This is why the image appears on Gaelic coins since ancient times. So that makes sense. All right, we got a lot of French iconography with roosters because they're tied to money. So next up is Superior, and this is an incredibly strong one. So even if Blaziken doesn't happen, I do think Superior will probably happen because, one, it is a very popular Pokemon, similar to how Torchic is, but also Superior literally has the French symbol of royalty on its body, and it's a very royal Pokemon. So I would think it would fit the theme very well. But as the description says, the Fleur de Lis has been used by French royalty ever since the Franks united under a single ruler, King Clovis I. When Clovis was crowned, an ampulla with a Fleur de Lis insignia was used to anoint him as king. As time went on, the symbol came to represent the French monarch's divine right to rule. So I think that's a pretty much a perfect nail. It makes a lot of sense. And also another thing, Superior has not gotten a form or a mega. It is an untouched Pokemon. So I really do think that Superior will most likely be the grass representative of this. You know, Blaziken did have a Mega X, but there could be a Mega Y or a Mega Z for Blaziken too. Or maybe we'll just go with Mega X because it already has, or just a Mega Blaziken, which already has like the X represented on it anyways, as the Mega for it. But I do think the starters will all be receiving some sort of Megas if they didn't have one already. And lastly, we have Piplup representing our water starter. And Piplup evolves into Empoleon, and Empoleon has not received a new form or a Mega either. So that's a strong start for it to get something in this game. But also, Empoleon and Napoleon are pretty much like the same nomenclature in its name here. Like Emperor Napoleon is just a combination to equal Empoleon, right? And yes, Emperor Napoleon was an emperor of France. The game takes place in Paris, France. Makes a lot of sense. And even the Japanese name works here, right? So, you know, if you look at Emperor Bonaparte, it still makes, you combine those two, it still makes a Japanese name of Napoleon. Now, lastly, the Pokedex entry height for Napoleon is the exact same height for Napoleon. the exact same height, 1.7 meters. So I do think Superior and Empoleon are absolute locks here. Blaziken, I think, could be it for sure. The only thing against it is it already has a Mega, and it is a fan favorite for sure. So, you know, we do like fan favorites. I do think maybe Charmander could also take this spot. We'll talk more about Charmander later, but there's potential here, right? Another thing I do want to bring up, that in Pokemon Legends Arceus, I would consider that a Gen 4 game. None of the starters in that game are from Generation 4, right? So we have a Gen 2 starter with Cyndaquil, we have a Gen 7 starter with Rowlet, and we have a Generation 5 starter with Oshawott. So this is a Generation 6 game because it's in Kalos. So I do think like none of the Kalos starters will be your main starter, but I do think they'll be catchable in the game. Very similar to Pokemon Legends Arceus, where all the Generation 4 starters were out there catchable in the wild. I do think we'll see a repeat of that. So I do think this list is pretty safe, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Now, what if we still got Mega Evolutions for the Generation 6 starters? Even though they won't be our necessarily main starters, this can still work because we know that they're going to be catchable in the game. Also, Pokemon Legends Arceus, because Generation 4 starters are catchable in the wild. Wouldn't be too crazy to have the Generation 6 starters to actually receive new Mega Evolutions, which I do think could be a possibility. We have this Mega Greninja here, which is, honestly, I like his design. I do think it's a little bit similar to like an Ash Greninja. It's also a little bit weird that Ash Greninja exists. I wonder if they could just make that more into a Mega in this. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Delphox in this art by Tommy Case got definitely a little bit more buffer and bigger. Is an interesting point of view on it. I wonder, I would probably go the Mega Alakazam way, or maybe have like a huge like witch hat or something on it. I think that'll be a little bit more interesting. And I do sort of like the direction where they went with the Mega Chestnut here, just going full hedgehog mode, like, you know, Porcupine, just absolutely big spikes on it. I would like the spikes to be bigger and maybe into like a ground type or something like that, and just get a lot of powerful ground type moves. That'd be really cool. Now, for my personal theory and what I think we're going to be getting for the starters, one, I do think we're going to be getting Mega Empoleon. I do think this is an absolute lock. Mega Empoleon is going to be happening. I mean, Empoleon, it makes a lot of sense. And I love this artwork by MC Mark here. It looks really badass. It's real royal. It sort of has like that Japanese samurai vibe to it, which I think it as well. I love the cape on it too. I think this is super badass. So I would love something like this. Next up, I do think we're gonna get something like Superior, and Superior will be interesting because, you know, snakes are sort of like, in a lot of lore, it seems to be like failed dragons. So what if a Mega Superior ends up getting wings and becomes like a dragon type? We have seen this with Sceptile, with Mega Sceptile ending up getting the dragon type. So I can see like a Mega Sceptile being grass and dragon. That could be really cool. Hopefully it keeps the same ability, because I think Entree is really good with Leaf Storm Spam. That'd be great. Now, lastly, I do think the most obvious Mega is going to happen, and that absolutely has to be Charizard Z. Let's be real. If you're going to sell your new video game, your new Pokemon video game that has Megas, Charizard is that guy who can do it, right? Charizard is the perfect Pokemon to get another Mega. It is like the most popular Pokemon among a lot of people. I think overall it's like the second or third most popular Pokemon, and it's a starter Pokemon. Definitely the most popular starter, that without a doubt around that. And, you know, we got a Mega X, we got a Mega Y, Mega Z. Mega Z, make it happen. And Mega Z could be a combination like this art of X and Y. That would be really cool. Or maybe Mega Z could be like a Mega Charizard that got some Zygarde cells and now it's like all green. That could be really sick too. But I do think no matter what happens, Charmander will be in the game. We will be getting a new Mega Charizard. Whether that ends up being your main starter or not does not matter to me, because I'll be happy either way, because I'll make this dude my main starter if it was to happen. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel about my starter predictions. I do think, you know, at the very least, we're going to be getting Empoleon and Superior as our starters. Fire type, I see a strong chance of getting something like Torchic being the starter, but I would love to see Charmander. That'll be my personal favorite. And of course, guys, if you like this type of content, enjoy these videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.